How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Great Divide Brewing Company's Yeti, an Imperial Stout. So this is Yeti by Great Divide Brewing Company. Now this is a beer that I have only had one time before, but it's when I very first got into craft beer. I didn't really have much of an appreciation for it at the time. I don't think I even saved the label. And I don't really remember much about it either because it was so long ago. But Great Divide Brewing Company is a pretty sweet brewery, and I'm excited because it's really cold today. We're starting to drop down in the 30s where I'm at now, and so Imperial Stout is what you drink when it does that, is it not? Now this is interesting. It says it was bottled on May 20th of 2013. That makes this beer effectively January, February, March, April, May. Almost 2 years old, about 4 months shy, about a year and 3/4. That's pretty awesome, so I'm excited to see how it's going to taste. Let's see what else we have here as far as information goes. They are out of Denver, Colorado. And it says, Yeti Imperial Stout is an onslaught of the senses. It starts with big, roasty malt flavor that gives way to rich caramel and toffee notes. Yeti gets its bold hop character from an enormous quantity of American hops. It weighs in at a hefty 75 IBUs. Untamed and imposing, it's won a silver medal for the Great American Beer Festival of 2009, a bronze in 2008, and a silver again in 2005. And it says its suggested food pairings are grilled New York strip, bleu de basque, which is French blue cheese, and vanilla cheesecake and artisan chocolates. So there's all your food pairings if you care. So, what are we going to be drinking it out of today? Well, it should be obvious. We're drinking it out of the Duvel glass. It is the best glass for assessing your big stouts and really any beer, honestly. It's just a great glass. Alright. Let's get the cap off of here. I'm going to do it carefully because they put foil on theirs, and I always try not to get little bits of foil down into the beer. Oh yeah, we did it just fine. I'm not sure if they have a picture underneath or not. I'll have to peel that foil off later maybe. I'm just going to kind of make sure to get this all out of the way. Alright, let's do it. Straight out, the color is like jet black. Wow. I'm going to pour this straight down the center. Look at that. That looks amazing. Enough left there for a second glass. Look at the color of the head on this. This is one of the darkest heads I've ever seen on a stout. It's almost beyond burnt caramel. It's like dark brown almost in the color. That's crazy. No need to put it in the light because there is none showing through it. It is pitch black. Now, I just pulled this out of my fridge and it's pretty cold. So most likely we're going to need to let it warm up a little bit. But let's go ahead and nose it and taste it, see what it's like, and then we'll come back and see how it's developed if it needs it. As far as the smell goes, huge amounts of malt, lots of caramel, toffee, little traces of alcohol. Lots of sweet chocolate. It's almost to the degree of chocolate ice cream, like Dutch chocolate ice cream. Little bits of coffee here and there. It's more like sweet coffee. The coffee kind of intermingles with the caramel, so it's like a caramel macchiato coffee. There's definitely some kind of creaminess, like a milky creaminess to the aroma also. Smells fantastic. Let's give it a taste and see how it is. Oh yeah, definitely good, but there is a bit of a metallic aftertaste on it right now. And as I've said before, when you let a stout warm up, it takes care of that. And when a stout's usually too cold, that's when you get that metallic taste. Up front, there is molasses, chocolate, malt, possibly even trace amounts of like licorice. And that's about all I'm getting right now because it's kind of shut down with the temperature that it's at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes or so, get it up pretty close to room temperature, just slightly chilled, and we'll come back and assess it. Be right back. Okay, we're back and we're going to see how it's developed now that it has had a chance to warm up a pretty significant amount. The sweet chocolate is a lot more mellowed now. And you can start to smell more of like the hops and the malts within the beer. There's even like a slight underlying spiciness to it almost that's starting to come through. Let's give it a taste and see if that metallic wang has been taken care of. For the most part. Up front, there's lots of chocolate, sweet chocolate, and a little bit creaminess to it. Full bodied. When I say creaminess, I mean like in the taste. It's almost like a cream taste, sort of, like a milk taste. And that actually fades and ends on quite a bitter, woody and coffee sort of bitter note to that. I would actually say even for being an Imperial Stout, that the hops shine through a little bit in the end and definitely give it some bitterness to round out the initial upfront sweetness. This could be due in part also to the fact that this thing has been pretty much sitting for 2 years almost now. It may taste better, it may taste worse when it's been aged or if it's fresh. I have no way of really knowing. But as it stands for me, I would call this a very good stout. It's not amazing, but it's certainly not just your average run-of-the-mill stout either. It's definitely something a little higher up there. As far as a rating is concerned for this beer, I feel safe giving it an 8.4 out of 10. It's definitely preferable to a lot of other stouts, but there's definitely a lot of Imperial Stouts out there that are better than this one. As it goes, this is just kind of your average run-of-the-mill Imperial Stout. Anyway, that's been my review of Great Divide Brewing Company's Yeti Imperial Stout. Hope you guys enjoyed the review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.